Hi, I'm Catherine Hurst from Catherine Hurst Contemporary Crafts, and I'm going to teach you some knitting techniques today. Knitting with beads is a nice way to embellish your final product with knitting. So I'm going to show you how to put beads onto your yarn and how to knit with them. When you knit with beads, the hole in the center of the bead needs to be big enough so that you can pass your tapestry needle through the bead. These are little wooden beads, and you put the beads onto the yarn before you start knitting with it, and they'll just rest on the yarn and you'll be pulling the yarn through the beads as you knit until you're ready to actually place a bead in the knitting. So we're going to begin by just putting our yarn onto the tapestry needle, and we're going to slip those beads onto the yarn. Okay, and then you'll use your yarn like normal. Those beads can rest down near the ball, excuse me. And I'm just going to cast on a few stitches and then show you how to knit with beads. Okay. So if you're following a pattern, the pattern will tell you when to draw up a bead and use it. And you're just pulling your yarn through your beads as you're knitting. So I'm just going to knit across this first row, and then I'll show you how to place a bead. You can also use this technique for sequins or any other kind of embellishment that has a hole big enough to pass the yarn through. Okay, so once you're ready to place a bead, you will bring the bead up in the yarn. You'll insert into the next stitch, wrap the yarn, and knit like normal. So the bead is then secured. I'll just show you what that looks like in the knitting. And you can place the beads at intervals. You can do them every few stitches. You can do a row of beads if you'd like. You can do just scattered beads across the surface of the knitting. You can do a border of beads at the bottom of a garment or a scarf. It's very versatile, very easy to do. You can also place them when you're purling as well. But if you're following a pattern, they'll tell you where to place the beads. Remember when you're shopping for beads to make sure that the hole is big enough for your yarn to pass through. And that's knitting with beads.